Thank you so much, and welcome to my senior capstone proposal. Again, my name is Kaci Koizumi, and my title is Poetry's Place in Children's Toolboxes. So just as a little overview of me, my name is Kaci Koizumi again, and right now I have attended West Oahu for just about 4 years, and I originally have graduated from Pearl City High School. Right now, I'm majoring in creative media, and I have actually recently started a double major in humanities as well. And as for my creative media degree, my concentration is design and media. So just for a summary of what we'll be going over today, I plan to do a senior practicum within an educational setting. I'm aiming to work with professors who either teach poetry at Leeward CC or in local elementary schools near me. As for my thesis statement, mine is children's poetry is an overlooked literary tool that not only serves to be a fun activity to engage children in, but it is also filled with various benefits pertaining to education, mental health, and more. My objective and rationale of this research is I want to focus my topic on a form of creative writing for this semester and push for the benefits of it inside and outside of classrooms. And lastly, for addressing the significance of my project, I believe that it's very important to instill strong foundations in the younger generations in order to set them up for success. So just as a restatement, my thesis statement for the semester is children's poetry is an overlooked literary tool that not only serves to be a fun activity to engage children in, but it's also filled with various benefits pertaining to education, mental health, and more. So generally for this project, I really wanted to do something about creative writing, as that's something that's really sparked my interest again, especially for near the end of the semester. At the beginning, I wasn't really sure where my place was in creative media and like exactly what I wanted to do, but I kind of find that I'm more towards the writing aspect, so I wanted to do it on creative writing. And generally, I wanted to focus my research on children specifically, because I would like to set up younger generations for success. So I want to instill strong foundations in them. And using something that's easy to use, understand, and fun like poetry allows them to use it as a tool for themselves in their lives and for their futures as well. And lastly, I just thought that poetry has shown to be such a powerful tool for all ages to use, that focusing it on children and again, really setting up that foundation for them in the beginning really just has so many benefits that exceed not only just the classroom, but also outwards within aspects of emotional well-being and community. So for my senior capstone plans, I would like to participate in a practicum. I believe it'll be more beneficial to use the research I've come up with and then apply it to a setting where I can help students. And I would really like to step my foot into the world of education to really make a difference and support students who might be struggling. I also plan to, of course, journal the experience and what I'm seeing and learning, and also practice writing my own poetry alongside it. As for the significance of my project, one, I've seen a lot of educational significance, which is actually where my research started. So I found that using poetry within the classroom can benefit students by helping them with their literary skills, their oral skills, as well as their writing skills. And many studies have shown that poetry is fun and it's engaging for them, that they can participate in while also learning very valuable skills pertaining towards their educations. As for future implications of this, students who might be struggling with English or reading can benefit from engaging with poetry, and this can improve the dropping grades that educators are seeing in their classrooms today. In fact, a lot of data has shown from the National Assessment of Educational Progress that reading scores have been declining in the US since 2019 to 2020. And of course, compared to a decade ago, there's been an even bigger decline. So even though that it's only really declining by 4 points, it's still showing that there is the beginning of a decline within especially things like reading skills. So I would like to help curb that if possible. Another significance that I found is that poetry also helps with mental health and emotional regulation. There has also been a lot of studies shown in my research that it's been a good outlet and gives the writer a sense of control. And even writing together with other, maybe people around their age or just others in general, has shown to foster empathy for other individuals and create strong community foundations as well. Those who read the writing can also identify problems that maybe the child may be dealing with and deal and act accordingly with whatever they see in the writing. As for the future implications of this significance, if we're able to foster strength and emotional regulation from a young age, then we can help students and children in general have tools to use when they're stressed or overwhelmed in their futures. In the juvenile program study that I've seen, creative writing has shown to help in various ways. Participants reported feeling in control and were able to foster a sense of community with others. Some of the big statistics that I wanted to highlight, especially regarding mental and behavioral improvements, was that there was a 58% reduction in behavioral problems and an overall improvement concerning violence, tensions between the staffs and the juveniles, and communication. There was also an 86% show of participants showing that when they participated, they reported a positive impact on them and their work. And then, of course, in this same study, there was also educational improvements that I also want to highlight here as well, that there was a 75 improvement in their English grades by one letter, which was noted to be very significant in contrast to the control group that did not participate in any creative writing at all. And 83% of participants had improved their reading skills by an entire letter grade, and 50% improved by multiple. So it really has shown that participating in creative writing and poetry can really help set them up for success. One last significance that I wanted to highlight was that poetry also helps connect readers and writers to culture and shared experiences. It can either have the reader relate to it or learn from it. Even those who feel disconnected from their own culture can also benefit from reading and writing poetry, as it fosters a sense of community with those other writers. As for the future implications of this, culture is an extremely important aspect here in Hawaii. So I find that it's very important for children to have representation of their culture in writing, and it's just as important for them to learn about others' cultures as well. And poetry is a great digestible way to do this. As for my target audience, I'm really hoping to target those who can affect the lives of children. So that would mainly consist of teachers or guardians. Of course, though, if I have the opportunity, I would like to work with the children themselves. And as for the practicum, again, I really would like to ideally work in the educational setting. As for the proposed solution, the intellectual significance to members of my discipline would be that finding tools to provide children can really show and foster beneficial skills that can help them educationally and emotionally. So the preparation and process for my senior practicum would be connecting with schools and educational settings to see any internship opportunities available. Right now, I'm in contact with some of the local elementary schools here. And of course, I have a strong rapport with the LCC English teachers as well from my job there as a tutor. As for the actual production, I would like to work within the setting and foster a strong foundation for students. And hopefully I can also target students who are really, really struggling. Those are the students I really want to reach and give them tools, especially so they can be able to have some beneficial time and really improve where they might be falling behind. And as for the posts, I would really like to have a journal already developed by then with my experience, as well as a mini poetry collection or chapbook of my experience there, or just things that I thought were important or wrote poetry about, and if appropriate, possibly collect poetry from the students themselves. So for my deliverable, more details about this, I would, again, really like to work with students within the classroom and see what students might need extra help with, especially pertaining to things like reading comprehension and, of course, general English skills. And of course, I would really like to try to help students who might be falling behind and help them catch up. Of course, if I'm allowed to, I would really like to work with students on like miniature poetry lessons and maybe have them read poetry together and write their own poetry in order so we can see those benefits that I was talking about earlier really shine through. Of course, during this deliverable, I would like to journal my progress weekly and really keep an eye on like what I'm learning from the experience, as well as taking notes on like what might work for certain students or anything I might notice in specific students. I would also like to create my own miniature poetry collection. Again, as I work with the students, I would really like to practice my own poetry as I work with them. And then, of course, again, if I'm allowed to work with the students closely enough, especially on poetry, then I would like to have them write their own and possibly create a collection of poetry with them if I'm allowed to have a copy of it. Other than that, that is my capstone proposal. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, I will be taking them at this time.